Now, today's class, we are going to study the next important concept is reverberation. Anyhow, before going to study reverberation, so let us revise what is the main important point in echo. So just simply, if somebody asks you, what do you mean by echo? So what is, in one word, anybody can tell me, what do you mean by echo? Yes, please. What do you mean by echo?
Reflection of the original sound.
Yes. The reflection from a original, like repetition, not
The
reflection.
repetition of the
Yeah,
original sound.
not reflection actually. The repetition of the original sound because of reflection, like by hitting any kind of obstacle or a distant object. That's what. So, what is the main keyword? Repetition of the original sound. So, if you want to hear this repetition of this original sound, so generally we need four cases, the conditions. But in this, the majorly two things are needed. So that is what we used to say is the major important one. The time difference between going sound and coming sound. That is what original sound and reflecting sound must be how much time, everybody? 1 by 10 seconds, or we can say 0.1 second. Means the sound produced by the source and the reflecting, the difference between them, it must be 0.1 second. So then only we used to say it is, we can distinguish the like which is echo sound and which is the original sound. If the time period is less than that, it is not possible to distinguish either echo is producing or not. So that's why, what is the minimum time duration to hear the echo? Everybody? Yes, please. 0.1 second, or we can say 1 by 10 seconds. Now, next, if it is next distance. So we all knows that from the source to the reflector, that is what a big mountain or whatever it is, you have been taken. So whatever the distance from the source to the reflector, the same distance the sound will travel back to hear the echo. So that's what the total distance will take it as a S plus S, which is equals to, what is the total distance, all of you? 2S. Yes or no, guys? That's what you have to remember. So now, the minimum distance which is required to hear the echo. What is the minimum distance to hear the echo? Everybody
10.2 meter.
Yes, please. So the distance which is required to hear the echo, minimum distance is how much, guys? 17.2 meters. So even we have calculated this. Am I right, guys? I want response. If you say it is okay. Clear, everybody? So these are the major conditions. Time period is 0.1 second or 1 by 10th of the second, and distance must be 17.2 meters. So these two things you all need to remember. I hope you are clear. Anybody having any doubt, please let me know. Okay, guys? Yes? Now,
Yes, sir.
formation of echo, we are having many applications. So that is what you have to remember it. So write it, everybody. So formation of echo is used to measure the distance of mountains. For example, I'll ask you one question. Tell me. Suppose there is a mountain in front of me. I want to calculate how much far it is away from me. Now, the total time to hear the echo, going and coming time is 10 seconds. Now, you tell me for calculating distance, you must take total time or only half of the time. Anybody?
Half of the time.
Yes, please. And there is a
Half of
doubt for Padma. Sir, if the time difference is less than 0.1 second, is it still considered as echo? Yes, Padma, but you cannot hear that echo. So we cannot say it is echo. Do you understand, Padma? If any echo time difference is less than 0.1 second, then it is not call it as a echo. We call, even echo produced, we cannot separate it, which is original sound and which is echo sound. Clear?
But scientifically, it is considered as echo, no, sir?
Echo, but we cannot say it is echo. If you are not hearing, how you can say? If you experience only, you can prove it. Do you understand? Echoes
Yes,
will
sir.
produce, but you cannot say it is echo. You cannot consider it is echo.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So now the total time duration of echo is 10 seconds. Now calculate the distance. You should take only half or total. Anybody? Yes. Half always. Because remember, they will give you always in exam the total time of reflection. The total time of echo is, for example, this is 10 seconds. Means the time taken to going to reach the mountain, how much it will take? Everybody, definitely half, 10 by 2, which is equals to how many seconds? 5 seconds.
5 seconds.
Example, this is example, not 10 seconds always. Just I'm saying. And you have to take the speed of sound, how much it is? 344 meter per second. Time you know and cannot calculate the distance. You can calculate or not? Yes, please. Speed is equals to, what is the formula, Mukesh? Speed is equals to distance by time, and distance is equals to what? Speed into time. If I ask, you have to say. If not saying, not required. That's what. So speed is equals to distance by time. Distance is equals to what, everybody? Speed into time. So we can calculate, that is what? To measure the distance of mountains. Next, depth of a sea. Depth of a sea. To locate the position of underwater rocks. To locate the position of
Sir, is it constant that the velocity is
underwater
344
rocks.
meter
That
per
that
second?
velocity we will come to know, Mari. At what it is person they will give you. Do you understand? At what velocity? But this is we are considering at 22 degrees Celsius. Do clear? That is for what? Air. Because it is a mountain, so it is air only, correct? But now depth of a sea, it is traveling in water. So it is a salt water. So the speed will be different. Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you are having a data where it will travel at what fastness. That you have to consider it by that time. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Underwater rocks, icebergs, submarines. So these all the places they will use this echoes. Okay. Clear, everybody? Make it quick. Call to Pranav somebody. Sangamitra also. Completed? Everyone? Any doubt, please let me know. So we'll proceed now. Next, keep heading. Reverberation. Yeah, old building, because things won't be there, Abhirami. If the things are less in our surroundings, automatically it will produce echoes. Clear?
Yes, sir.
That is you have to remember. Okay, everybody, the next important concept, that is what reverberation. So can you guess, anybody, what is the meaning of reverberation? Just even yesterday also I given you a clue. Yes, please.
Multiple
Reverberation.
reflections.
Yes. It is also a type of reflection. Like that's what. One single reflection we used to say is echo. Like multiple reflections makes, that is only we used to call it as a what? Yes, please. reverberation. So there is nothing big in this. So when a strong sound is suppose made in a big hall, let me consider like a big auditorium, like a concert hall. You all know concert hall where the performance, stage performance they'll give. So it get reflected from the wall, roof, floor, every part. So of the hall and a number of echoes are formed. Every part of the hall will start reflecting. So everywhere it will make the echoes. So these echoes overlap with the original sound and the sound persists for a long time. So it is remains existed for a long period of time. So that is what we used to call it as reverberation. So the persistence of sound due to the overlapping of multiple reflections, reflections by floor, reflections by wall, reflections by roof, everything. That is what we used to call it as reverberation. You might be all experience it in a big hall. Suppose a person says hi, the sound will keep on repeating hi, 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 hello, hello, hello. Have you all heard it? Even though the source of sound is stopped, still you can hear the sound from the reflections of walls, floor, or some part of the hall. That is what we used to call it as reverberation. It will remains existed for a long period of time. That is what we used to say is reverberation. Do you understand, guys? Please respond. So we can hear, like you can see, like a thundering during lightning. Lightning and thundering, do you all know, everyone? Yes, please. All of you? Am I
Yes, sir.
audible? Yes. So you can see we hear the thunder during the lightning. It is due to the what? Overlapping of multiple echoes formed by the reflections of original sound. That is what? Original sound from the ground, original sound from the clouds. These all the things they'll reflect, they'll form multiple echoes. So because of that, the reverberation for a short interval of time, it is very, very like a pleasant, and while it is excessive reverberation, if it is leads, unpleasant. That's why thundering, it is always fearful us. Seconds it will be happening. So it is very excessive. That's the reason it is a very unpleasant, and that sound will started like it will irritate us more. It needs to be reduced us. It is like you can say, suppose there is a concert hall, you cannot go with these echoes because keep on multiple echoes are forming. Then it is not. Is it good for you to listen that any show or not? Concert hall like magic shows and all, they'll conduct in big halls, open. You can see that. If suppose keep on multiple echoes are coming, is it possible? Is it possible to enjoy the show? Anybody? Yes, please. All of you? I'm asking you only. So reverberation means multiple echoes. Nothing else is there. Multiple echoes just makes the overlapping. One sound again overlapping, again, reflecting. That's what we used to call it as reverberation. So nothing else is there. So multiple reflections. Simply if you want to say what is reverberation, multiple reflections and making the sound, persisting the sound for a longer time. That is what we used to call it as echoes. So reverberation. Clear, guys? Am I audible? Please respond. Everybody? No one is there in the meeting? Okay, good. So right.
Yes, sir.
The persistence of sound. What do you mean by persistence? Anybody? Remains. The persistence meaning is remains. The persistence of sound due to overlapping of multiple echoes formed by the reflection of sound in a big hall in a big hall, from the walls, floor, roof, etc. After the source has stopped producing sound. So this all the things will happen after the source. Once the source will produce the sound, producing the sound, still it will be keep on coming from the some part of the hall. That is what known as, what is to call everybody? That is a concept we used to call it as
Reverberation.
Okay, so reverberation is the major problem. It will actually, if it is a time like little duration or minimum reverberation, it is good for us. Short interval of time, it is very pleasant to listen also. But if it is excessive reverberation, it is very unpleasant, because due to the excessive reverberation, the sound becomes jumbled, means in the sense of irritating. You can see sometimes suddenly when you are in a music listening or something will happen. Grrr sound for a long period of time it will come. And imagine all the multiple sounds will again and again is coming and going from your ear. So it will be irritating for us. Either a dialogue is not clear for us, the word is not clear for us, we'll all will get like confusion. Mixing of words will takes place. So that is not acceptable for us. It's unpleasant for us. So that's why always short interval of time of a reverberation is always good for us, pleasant for us, but excessive reverberation is unpleasant. So that's the reason the reverberation in a big hall must be reduced, or it must be leave it as it is. Anybody? Yes, please. It must be reduced. Then only it has the minimum reverberation must be there in the concert halls and all. So concert halls means, I think you might be experience it. Even Chennai, many people you might be attended many marriage functions or any magic shows or some XYZ. So let us show you what is the concert halls. So you might be remember, this is what is called it as concert hall. I think those who watched the movies like what is that that gorilla movies, what is that? Yeah, many foreign movies we can notice this concert hall. Like a movie theater, have you experienced it? Anybody? Yes, please. I want response. So many auditoriums and all, like big auditoriums. You might be noticed. This is what we used to call it as concert hall. There is cine people like movie inauguration, that launching events and all. They'll conduct in big auditoriums. Correct. That's what we used to call it as a concert hall. So here reverberation must be minimized, or we can leave it as it is. Anybody? Hello, am I audible, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Then what is happening? If you are in silent, let it be, will stop, not required. So we have to be minimize the reverberation here, or we can leave it as it is. What will happen?
Minimize.
Yes. So
Minima.
yeah, that is what will happen, Padma. So at a time, that is what we have to minimize this. Sir, how to make it minimize it? So you can next time you visit any kind of concert hall or any big movie theaters like multiplex theaters and all, you all can notice it. The ceiling and the walls of the hall are covered with the sound absorbing materials like a rough plastic, compressed fiber boards and all. You can notice the ceiling of them. You all can see. This is fully covered with the curtains. Have you checked it, everybody? Fully, it is a design curtains it has been made. If you notice it here, see that the roof is designed with a certain kind of materials. This all the things is what? Everybody, a sound absorbing materials. So they will minimize the echoes. That is what you have to do it. Even the walls, those who visited the Sekri, have you remembered Mr. Mari and many people here, boys, they attended Sekri. Sekri, that auditorium, have you checked it? It will be like this only holds. That walls is not normal walls. Have you checked it, anybody?
Sir.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
For example,
Yes, sir.
example, a concert hall. The stage will be like this only in the Secretary Auditorium, and all the walls will be like sound absorbing materials. Clear, Mari? You might be noticed that the holes like it will be like a porous substances. Clear,
Yes, sir.
everybody? That is what is the soundproof. Like they will all will absorb the sound, so they will never make the sound to reflect back. So that is how we will, that is like we can say synthetic materials, we can say fiber boards. Exactly in Sekri Karakudi, it is the fiber boards. So they will suck the sound. They will never, the compressed fiber boards we used to say them. So we have to use that materials. You have to note it down. Okay, first thing. So how to reduce the reverberation in big hall? How to reduce it, everybody? Point number one. The ceiling and the walls of the hall are covered with sound absorbing materials. Write it. Sound absorbing materials. You can see no concert hall will be normally the roof and all. Either it is fully tied with like different materials they have been used irrespective of normal walls. You can notice it. That is what you have to remember. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Write the first point. The ceiling and the walls of the hall are covered with sound, covered with sound, covered with sound, absorbing materials like rough plastic, comma, compressed fiber board. What is the spelling fiber board? Anybody? FIBREBOARD, fiber board.
Sir, fiber.
Fiber board, BOARD, fiber board. Completed? Then second point. So you can notice it here, this one. There is no floor will be normal here. So definitely you can experience the different floor in the concert halls. It is not will be like a normal. So the floors will be like carpets. Most of the majority of the places you can notice the carpets, like a red carpet, green carpet and all. So they're actually the special materials. They're absorbing carpets are placed on the floor. So that is what you have to remember it. Make it. The sound absorbing carpets are placed on the floor. Second point, how to reduce the reverberation in a big hall? You have to use it. Sound absorbing carpets. Sound absorbing carpets. Sound absorbing carpets are placed on the floor. Next, third point. Have you experienced it? Like this concert halls, a big hanging curtains will be there, including the stage curtain, including the stage opening and closing curtains. A big curtains will be there on the side. Am I right? For windows? Am I right? At the entrance, at the exit doors and all. Please respond, everybody. Even normal auditoriums you can see it is full of curtains, exit doors and all. You can notice it. Big curtains it will be hanging it. What is the reason? The curtains is a good absorbent of what? Curtains are the good absorbent of what?
Sound.
Clear? So that is what you have to remember it. Okay? So write it. Heavy curtain. Second point is sound absorbing carpet. Sound absorbing carpet. Carpets are used on the floor. Sound absorbing carpets are used on the floor. Sound absorbing carpets are used on the floor. Next, heavy curtains are put on the window. Heavy curtains are put on the window. Heavy curtains are put on the window. Heavy curtains are put on the windows, entrance and exit doors. Exit doors. Exit doors. Next point. Next, furniture. You might be noticed the chairs and all. Haven't remember? Definitely there won't be ordinary chairs. Definitely the chairs will be like we can see there will be a separate cloth for each chair. You might secretly those who visited or you go to movie theater also. You might be experience the chairs. They'll be little comfortable and they'll be special cloth and all they will use it. You might be notice it. Am I right, guys? I want response from the people. Am I right, all of you? Or the material, the furniture, what they are designing, you can see in this figure. So this furniture is not normal. So the furniture is actually the sound absorbing material which is used in the furniture of the hall. So that is the point, fourth point, which you need to remember regarding how to reduce the reverberation in the big hall. Write the fourth point. If you go to like a movie hall, you can observe this roof carefully. Next time you observe, it is covered with pads of some materials. The sound absorbing material actually it is. And as I said exactly, it must be a porous and soft material. Porous, what do you mean by porous? Anybody? Porous means what? Holes. Okay. So there will be a sheet of material. So you can notice it full of pores it will be there. The walls of the full movie theater or auditoriums, big auditoriums and all. So the walls will be like this only because they are the good absorbent of what? They will reduce us the reverberation. They will reduce us the reverberation. That is the purpose it is. We all notice it in multiple places. So a porous and soft materials, they will absorb the sound more efficiently than the hard materials. Then that is the reason they will use that in the big auditoriums and all. Even movie theaters will experience this one. Next, sofa set, curtains, bed sheets, carpets, everything they will absorb the extra sound and they will reduce the excessive reverberation. That is the purpose we people will use the movie theater is not ordinary construction. It is the very special design where multiple physics concepts are present to make everybody's audience to satisfy. Okay, so that's what it is. So you may not even observe this at our home. Our no home will be there, but you are having a mini theater in our home. Definitely that particular room it is specially designed. You can all experience that in our if you are having also. Okay, so that is what you have to remember. So when your room is like you can see as we says new building, if it is emptied for paint whitewash, then your voice produces multiple echoes. You might be here new building, there is no things are present in your room, just you constructed, you open your inauguration, you just went to your house. If you speak means your voice will be keep on reverberation. You can hear your voice from multiple directions. Am I right, everybody? So that is because of what? Yes, please. That is because of no things are present in our home. After certain days, after 1 month, 2 months, you cannot hear that echoes or multiple echoes. Large reverberation, also we can call it as a what, everybody? Reverberation, we can call it as, all of you, multiple echoes. Clear? Please respond. Multiple
Yes.
echoes. We used to call it a E. My echo spelling learn. ECHO is a echo. Echoes. ECHOES is the echoes. So multiple echoes only we can say reverberation. So that is the reason after certain months or after 15 days, 20 days, then there is no like we can see voice produces like echoes will be reduces in our home. Why? We people will fix the curtains, we people will buy a sofa set, we people will buy a carpets for the floor. Many things will buy that our cloth, our materials, wood, furniture, XYZ. These all are good absorbents of sound. That's why later the echoes cannot be here. So this is what you have to remember it. Everybody clear, Amma? What is that, everyone? Please respond.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that's what you have to remember. Clear, everybody? So if you understand this, then we are going to study applications of reflection of sound. Of course, we are having disadvantages, it's a minimum, but many advantages we have in these applications. The first one is megaphone or speaking tube. How many of you know megaphone? Police and all, they will speak megaphone. Or else nowadays market, no seller is speaking with normal voice, already recorded voice or megaphone they will use, like a speaker they will put in front of the mouth and they will be keep on speaking. Have you remembered, everybody? Megaphones, guys. Police will use, traffic police and all, majorly they'll use megaphones. Or selling people, they will use megaphone. Please respond.
It's
Yes?
like mics.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
sir.
Like a mic it is. Like a speaker it will be there. Hand speaker. Yes? So that is one. My fourth point is sound absorbing materials is used to make the furniture. To make the furniture of the hall. So all the entire furniture will use sound absorbing materials. That's all. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
First point. So next, applications of reflection of sound. So I'll make it very fast. So no need to make it. So very simple. First one, images alone you remember. Megaphone or speaking tube. So you all notice megaphone. Your NCERT book also this figure will be there. But that not inside the figure. You can all see.
The application of reverb.
Yeah, you can keep adding applications of reflection of sound. Reflection of sound means multiple reflections, call it as a what, Mari? Multiple reflections is call it as reverberation. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So that's what you have to remember. Okay, guys, please respond, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is what megaphone. And horn you all knows. Horn also same principle. Horn, this auto drivers horn and all you can notice it. Or ice cream persons, that normal street that ice creams they are sending, correct? So this all the things same. When they will press here, it will be keep on making the multiple reflections throughout the pipe so that the sound will be audible very large. The same way megaphone. Megaphone also same. The person will speak small, very low, but the multiple reflections, it will be audible very, very large. That is what is that? You can notice it here, all of it. So this is how it will be happens. Multiple reflections will be taking place. Clear, everybody? So it will make us to hear very louder. So this is what is the exact principle of megaphone. You all can experience this. Clear, everybody? All of you? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Multiple reflections is the phenomena where it will be like keep on sound will be reflecting. So it is produces very large sound. That's what you have to remember. Louder amplitude will keep on increases with this. So that is what we can say. Next, how many of you know stethoscope? Stethoscope, Therima? Everybody. Stethoscopes,
Yes,
how many of
sir.
you know? Yeah. So stethoscopes also. Have you heard it? I think yesterday some people came to lab. I have shown them stethoscope. So your voice is your heartbeat is also audible very louder. Am I right or wrong? Everybody? Yes, please.
Yes,
Multiple.
sir.
So how it is possible? Because of multiple reflections. You can all experience it. So stethoscope, the heartbeat is keep on reflecting before reaching to our ears. That is why the sound is becomes many times larger than the normal sound produced by the heart. So that's why it is when it is reaches to us, it is audible very louder sound for us. That is how the doctor, everybody's, you can all experience it. Many people you might be have stethoscopes, so you might be all experience this one. So this is what is the another principle where reverberation is working, or you can say multiple reflections is helping. First one is what, everybody? Megaphone or speaking tube. Megaphone also call it as a what? Speaking tube. Understanding? And the same Under the same concept, we can take what? Everybody. Horn. Horn also multiple reflections. Next, stethoscope. Stethoscope also multiple reflection. Medical instrument. Then, next you can see is soundboards. That is what is the third point. Soundboards, you might be remember that. Okay. So soundboards is also multiple reflections. This is what this is actually concern hall actually that we'll discuss. So soundboards, all of you remember. So soundboards means, yeah, this is what we used to call it as a soundboards. So there will be some special kind of boards in a big crowdy halls, like where you can imagine like a Talapati movie release like big time. So by the time, this is what like very crowded areas. So the big crowdy hall, a sound of speech can be observed by the floor, roof, curtains, people, etc., due to which sound may not be heard by all the people sitting on the